Today I will try to answer your question, which is, do you need a $1,000+ monitor for editing your photos and videos? Let's find out. This will be a review, or at least my thoughts about this ASUS ultrawide ProArt display, which is supposed to be really great for editing your photos and videos. So in this video, I would like to find out if you really need one of these pricey monitors and also when you should buy one. Okay, but the question really is, why is this particular monitor built with creators in mind? All of these pricier editing monitors should be color accurate, which means they should represent your colors as they really are. Now, why would you need a color accurate monitor? If you will edit your photos on a cheaper monitor that is not color accurate or it's not color calibrated, you may notice that your work will look slightly different on other devices. Like for example, your photos or videos may look different on your laptop, on your TV, on your smartphone, and so on. That's because these devices use various picture profiles to represent your image. So editing your work on a lower budget monitor that is not color accurate may be bad if you are working on a project for a client and you are getting paid for that project. Now let's talk about this particular monitor and let's see if it's worth the money. I will not go through all of these specs, all of the buttons and all of the ports, because I've done that in my previous video, which was the unboxing of this monitor. You can find it somewhere here. And today I will go only through those specs and features that are, in my opinion, important for us creators. So first of all, this is an IPS display. If you are a photographer or filmmaker, videographer or something like that, you really need to be looking for IPS panel. There are TN panels and IPS panels. First really great advantage is that they can be more color accurate, but more on that later. The second really great advantage, at least in my opinion, is wide viewing angle. The TN panels often suffer from the bad off-axis image quality. That basically means that you really need to be looking straight forward to the monitor. Otherwise, you may see some color shifts and changes in contrast, which is really bad if you are, for example, color grading your footage. On the other hand, this particular monitor has 178 degrees viewing angle. That is really great because you don't have to pay attention to look just straight forward to the monitor, and also you can show your footage, your work to someone sitting beside you. Another great feature is that this is a matte display, so you will not see huge reflections from your windows or anything that's really behind you. Of course, it will not block all of the reflections, but I really believe that's not really possible. Next up is the resolution and the aspect ratio of this monitor. So the resolution is 3440 pixels by 1440 pixels, which makes it 21:9 aspect ratio. I know that there are many people out there who don't like these ultra-wide curved displays.
And as I mentioned, the super wide displays just kind of cut down the top and bottom, so then you're working with less vertical pixels, and then you have to shrink it down even more. So those super curved wide angle displays, super awesome, but not for me.
But I believe that this one is not the biggest, and the aspect ratio is still really great. You can, for example, also watch movies on this one without those black ugly bars on the sides. So for editing videos and for Premiere users especially, this is a really great option because you can lay out your workspace really as you want and you will still see a lot on this monitor. Next really huge thing in my opinion is the color science of these kind of monitors. If you are looking for a color accurate monitor, you really need to pay attention to one number in the specs, and that is the delta E. The less the value of the delta E, the better. So for example, this monitor has the delta E less than 2. Many cheaper monitors, like for example my previous HP 24ES monitor, don't even specify this parameter on their official websites. And that's completely fine because these monitors are not made for color grading and color correction. When it comes to color science of this monitor, you can choose between various color profiles depending on what you are actually doing. So for example, for color grading and color correction, I really recommend staying with that sRGB profile, but you have also the option to use a standard profile, Rec 709, and then bunch of profiles for watching movies and working in the dark environment. Another great feature of this monitor is the blue filter, which is really handy when you are extensively editing your photos and videos, also through the night. Of course, I would not recommend using this blue filter when you are color grading your photos or videos, but for basic editing, it's really great option. These are really great specs, but does it really make a difference? Should you spend $1,000+ on a monitor to be able to edit your photos and videos professionally? Let's put this monitor to a test. Now I will color grade 3 different photos on 3 different displays. First photo I will be grading on this ASUS ProArt display. The second one I will be editing on my MacBook Pro's 15-inch display, and the third one I will be editing on my old HP 24ES display. In theory, the photo that I will edit on this monitor should look more consistent across many other displays or many other devices than those photos that I will be editing on my MacBook Pro or on that old HP monitor. And by the way, the old HP monitor was never really color calibrated. So let's not waste any more time and let's start editing. This is really not a scientific test, and I don't know any better way how to show you the results, so please don't judge me. Now I will try to record the screen of each monitor with my camera while displaying the edited photos. I know what you may think. The YouTube compression and that the camera will not provide the most realistic representation of the image. However, I believe that you may be able to judge the consistency. Okay, so the results are not really that surprising, at least to me. So from my perspective, the ASUS ProArt monitor and the MacBook Pro display are really close to each other. The color consistency in displaying these photos between these two displays was really similar, so I believe that it's really safe to color grade your footage or your photos on both of these devices. Now, when it comes to the lower budget monitors, like for example the HP 24ES, there was a significant shift in color, in contrast, and also in brightness. If you are working with something like this one, I highly recommend you to check your grade on various devices after exporting your photos or videos. So should you invest $1,000+ in this kind of monitor? If you already own a MacBook Pro or an iMac and you don't really need that extra real estate on your workspace, well, you don't have to. But if you find that 15-inch screen to be small, or if you are considering an extension to your existing monitor, I would really consider buying one of these. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I really hope that you liked this video. And if that's the case, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, and also give this video a like because it really makes a difference. So until next time.